I had a question that I think you touched on already, but as a scientist, and kind of on the older end, when you do a scientific project, it tends to generate, multiple ideas for further research. So it's exponentially growing, while a given scientist only has a linearly decreasing amount of time to carry that out. So it's incredible how these tools are speeding it up. But we're all greedy for more. And you touched on this earlier, but do you think that the possibility that, in addition to helping us pursue all those interesting ideas in shorter time, that there will be a transition where the models, will take over the whole research enterprise? And if so, do you see that as coming from the existing algorithms or requiring new ideas or world models or that sort of thing?
I think it's still a reasonably long way away from the models doing truly, completely closed-loop autonomous research in most areas. We could look at something like mathematics and say, okay, that one doesn't need a wet lab or physical input at all. Maybe you can just think really hard and make a ton of progress if you kind of continually updating the model. Eventually, even there for now, the mathematicians who are making the most progress with the models are very heavily involved in looking at intermediate progress and saying, nah, this just doesn't feel right. I have an intuition that there's something different on this other path. But I've gotten to meet a few mathematicians who now say their entire day is collaborating with the latest models. They're making rapid progress, but they do something very different than the model. To be honest, it feels to me like that period in chess history when Deep Blue beat Kasparov. Then there was this period of time where, okay, AI is better than humans, but a human plus an AI where the human is like choosing the best of 10 moves from the AI is better than that. And then very quickly after that, the AI was again better, and the human was like just making it worse. I sort of suspect for something like many kinds of research, something like that should happen over time, and things are going to get so complex that the AI can understand sort of multi-step things better than most people can, or all people can. But there seems to be something about creativity, intuition, judgment that we are not close to with the current generation of models. I can't come up with any principled reason why we won't get there, so I assume we will. But today, I don't think just sort of saying like, hey, GPT-6, go solve math. That is certainly not going to outperform a few very good people doing math with it and saying, okay, this is a good direction. This is, even though we can verify, even though we can say, hey, you did a great proof, put that back into the training set, there's something else happening. In terms of the workflows that are working, though, you touched on something, which is you solve one problem and it opens up many new problems. That's where it's been very cool to talk to the scientists that are really using this aggressively. I mean, they burn a lot of GPUs in the process, but I think there is a new skill of being able to say, here's the 20 new problems, and I'm gonna do a breadth first search on them. I'm not gonna go deep on any one, and I'm gonna use the AI to be unlimited grad students is how someone described it. I actually recently upgraded them to unlimited postdocs. In terms of automating physical science, we go back and forth a lot about whether we should be building automated wet labs for every field, which we're open to doing, or if the world as a whole will figure out great experiments and has a lot of equipment and will happily contribute data back in. It sort of seems like just watching the scientific community embrace 5.2 and how much they've been willing to help, that might work. And that would clearly be a easier, better, more distributed, more smart people, more different kinds of equipment world.